5 years, that's about as much time as we have to potentially change the course of world events. Full societal collapse, apocalyptic conditions on the earth. It's not as though 5 years or 5+ years from now it's going to happen, but we will have minimal chance of saving ourselves from the dire consequences of the climate emergency. This is not a countdown. This is a chance, an alert, a chance to do something about it. It's a wake-up call. Time to wake up and actually be able to make a difference and change the course of events. You don't have a lot of time. This world is very complex, but if we work together, we still have 5+ years to do it, okay? After that, it's anybody's guess. We need to take those risks now, because if we don't, we'll regret it. How can we change? We can all mobilize together. The power of the people, that's every one of us, has the opportunity to band together, work with other movements to build grassroots mobilization to get the people, because people are power. They can change the course of events by changing the mindset of our government that is stuck in the mud and interested in their own power. We can do it together. Just join your local climate emergency organization, whatever it is, whether it's Sunrise, Extinction Rebellion, Climate Defiance, Climate Emergency. You name it, there's a group out there waiting for you. Join, be a part of this, make a difference. Thank you.
And on the fingers, I'm putting my solutions. It says renewable energy, reforestation, indigenous land sovereignty. Those are my 3 chosen solutions. I left my thumb there. Yeah, and I put the hashtag act in time, because that's what we're doing here today and all over the world.
Awesome. So if you want to write your solutions on your hand and share those.
Have put your 5 years of our emergency countdown and your preferred solutions. Put them up high. Let's see them. All right, Wendy with 5, Becca with 5. What's your name? Lean with 5. 5 years. And Danny is here with 5 years. Thank you. Today is Climate Emergency Day. A very sort of grave, faithful but also empowering day, and we have a few speeches, and then we're going to transition to more of a ritual and have a moment of silence and some carrying of the sort of countdown via music and instruments as we approach the fateful clickover, when we will have a moment of silence and then explode or sort of rise up out of our holding of that moment in sort of finding your power for the new year and for the 5 or 6 years of the fateful years in the history of humanity that are to come. Before we get into the speeches, I want to introduce a very important person here who sort of pulled together a lot of the creativity and the artistry here. Her name is Jana Landau, and here she is in her beautiful green dress. She wants to say a word or two.
Hello everyone. So glad you're here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being part of this moment. More people may join us as we grow. So if so, please welcome them into our circle as well. At 10 minutes till, we're going to do some walking around this tree, and there'll be a gong, a very light sounding gong that will go, and I'm going to ask you to freeze for a moment with your 5 hands up, and then we'll start walking again, and then you'll do it again on the minutes so that we help mark the 10 minutes up to. You don't have to do that, but if you want to, that's what's going to be happening inside this circle. You can also tend to point at the clock in your freeze, and you can point or open your hand, whatever works for you. But we're looking at building a physical connection. Holding space here is great as well. We're just so glad you're all here, and our numbers are growing. I'm not sure if last year we had half this amount of people, so we're really grateful you're all here, and all of New York City watching through the ways that we can watch, and the world. All of you, thank you so much. So we're about to have some amazing speakers, and yeah, thank you for following my lead physically as we go. Again, 10 minutes till, we're going to be doing some movement in this circle if you're comfortable doing that. Thank you.
Thank you, Yana. Let's hear it for Yana. So, that's the climate, the car climate clock over there with John, the father of the person who has put all this tech together to build such a thing over there. So, Greg Schwadak, our sort of tech lead at the climate clock. Okay. So, let's take a breath, everybody. Let's take a breath. It's a very intense day. We've all come from different places. We're all a beautiful unit, a team, a sort of a temporary community. Let's take a breath and sort of look around at each other for a moment. Okay. So, thank you for coming. Thank you for coming to Climate Emergency Day here at the base of the world-famous climate clock in Union Square, New York City. Can we hear it for New York City? Woo! Anyone who's been paying attention to the devastating floods, the record-breaking heat waves around the globe just in these last few weeks must realize that we are in the fight of our lives. It's going to be an uphill battle. We're way behind schedule. The fossil fuel industry is doing their usual tactics of, denial, delay, disinformation. Governments are starting to listen, starting to do some of the right things, but none of them are acting at the scale and speed of the crisis that we are in. We are in a climate emergency, and we need to start acting like it. That's where we come in. Part of a beautiful, rising, global climate justice movement demanding that our leaders act in time. A lot of people, some people's first encounter with the climate clock is one of, what is this dour, depressing, countdown to doom? But that's only if you look at it with helpless, hopeless eyes. If we look at it with where are we at and what do we need to do, it becomes a very different thing. It becomes a beacon of hope, a call to action, a vital signs of a planet in crisis and our society's rising response to meet that crisis. It tracks our progress on key solution pathways, telling us what we need to do, and critically, by when. It is a mission statement for our civilization. And it is a way we need to be accountable to the climate reality that it is showing, and we need, most critically, to hold our leaders accountable to that climate reality. We need to get our leaders to act in time. Today, is Climate Emergency Day. The moment the clock ticks down from 6 years to 5 years for the very first time in history. All right? It is a global moment of rising climate urgency. And thousands of people across 5 continents have been inspired to join with us today across the world in actions where they are, in many cases, holding a portable version of the climate clock and marching from their areas of local areas of climate devastation to the halls of power in their areas, demanding that leaders act in time according to our climate deadline. And government and corporate leaders must implement system-wide solutions that protect people and preserve a livable planet by making a dramatic transition off of fossil fuels to a 100% renewable powered future. So that's happening all across the world, including in 20 African countries. Yeah. And before I hand this over to our representative of the most affected peoples and areas, who can speak to the Global South, Nyombi Morris, I just want to note that what Climate Emergency Day means is that we have 5 years. Can we see everybody's hand with their 5 years to make a dramatic transition away from fossil fuels to 100% renewables? All right, so Nyombi Morris, Climate Clock Ambassador from Uganda, youth climate activist, where are you? Let's hear from him. Here he is, come on out, and what it looks like from where you're standing. Here's the mic. Thank you all.
Thank you so much. Today is a climate emergency day and I want to see some energy. What do we want? What do we want? Yes, we want climate action. My name is Nyombi Morris and I'm a youth and climate activist. I came from very far to be part of this event because I'm a climate migrant. In 2009, In 2009, I lost my home due to floods. And today I decided to join the climate movement because I want to see actions. For example, last year, in the middle of 2022, Uganda lost over 900 people due to starvation. This happened in northern Uganda, Kalamoja region. The same happened to our neighbors in the fall of 2022 still. 1.4 million livestock were announced dead in Kenya. At the same time, at the beginning of this year, in Malawi, over 499 people lost their lives due to flooding and over 500,000 people were displaced. This wasn't covered. The same thing is happening. As everyone was talking about the heat wave, the rising temperatures, there is something that wasn't reported. The floods in northern India, over 100 people lost their lives 2 days ago. And this is why we are here. It is time for us to think beyond. We want to see a future that is actually a future for everyone, even for our great-grandchildren. So as I'm standing here, I want to use this opportunity to call the United States, the second largest emitter in the world, to approve the loss and damage finance. Yes, this money is there, but they are trying to say they don't know who is supposed to pay this money. The same to climate finance. Last in 2009, the money was promised to us, but that money is nowhere to be seen up to now. So today, the climate clock is counting 5 years. It means we are running out of time. It is time to put an end on fossil fuel. We need multinational companies to come out and endorse the fossil fuel non-proliferation treaties and also commit to it to make sure that we phase out fossil fuel. This is the reason why these temperatures are going up. We need energy that is for a lifetime, not fossil fuel. What do we want? When do we want it? Now! Thank you.
Thank you, Nyombi Morris from Uganda.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take action! Take action!
Too late!
Take action!
Too late! It's too late!
Take action!
Take action! It's
Take action!
We have 5 years!
5 years!
5 years!
5 years!
It's your children's future. 5 years. Take action.
5 years!
Join the movement.
Look up!
Join the movement. Look up.
5 years!
Take
running out.
action.
Beware of fossil foods.
People of
Take
profit
action.
and fossil fuels.
We need communist
Join the
justice!
movement.
Drive your brain. Use your brain. Save your future. Your save everything's future.
5 years!
Act in time.
Don't count on governments or businesses to do this. It's a people's movement. Join the movement. Act now.
5 years!
5 years!
5 years.
5 years!
5 years.
We're here for your children and your children's children.
Where were you in
5 years!
Join the movement. Look up.
Look up! Look up!
5 years!
5 years. We have only 5 years.
The clock is ticking!
Take action now.
Act now!
5 years!
Glad it is you can see this movement together.
It's up to us!
We're about to play a song that predicted this a few years back.